Top of the AM, top of the afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. I am your host, Lucky Bad Luck Terrence. However you see fit, I am in the building this morning. What's goody? Breezy, what up? What up? What up? What up? Good to see you in the building, man. It feels good to be live streaming with my peoples. I know it's been a while. I've been doing some things. I've been working. I've been busy. I've been trying to get things in order, trying to organize, but I'm here. Mockback TV is definitely in the building. Salute. Salute, salute, salute. Appreciate y'all being in the building today, man. I actually got topics today. I tried to invite a couple of friends, but our schedules was conflicting. So I didn't get to invite those friends. We didn't get to really do it, but I really want to invite some friends here. But we'll get that going soon enough. I got some really dope people for y'all to meet. Some of y'all may know them, some of y'all not. They wouldn't be considered celebrity friends. These are just my cool friends. I got a bunch of cool friends, and I love to talk to them online in a homeroom or two and have some really good conversations. So I'll be inviting more people through to chop it up with. And I'm excited about what's been going on. Yeah, man, it feels good. I feel like I haven't been on live in a long time. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. Haven't really chopped it up. You know, I've been trying to do some different things in content. I've been doing a lot of reaction videos, which I'm learning how to do. They've been pretty fun. I figure, like, I look at so many videos on YouTube that I'm reacting to them live as I'm watching them. So I figure I might as well record them and post them. So I've been learning how to do reaction videos, posting those. I dropped a real dope one this morning. Check it out. It's about what it's about. Oh, the hidden black community in Russia, which that caption alone, from when I saw the first video, I was so intrigued because I was like, wait, what? Who and where? And I watched that small, like a documentary, like a small little documentary. Shout out to Pootie. He's a YouTuber who does excellent work. He does work like that all the time, where he goes to different places and peep out how they live, the culture, and everything. So that was cool with him doing a documentary about blacks in Russia, which a lot of us didn't know that was a thing. That is a couple of things you think of when you think of Russia. Black people was not one of those things. So that was real interesting. So check out my video. I just posted this morning. You'll see it. It's my latest video I posted this morning. Check it out. It's really dope. I think you'll find it interesting. But shout out to my peoples in the building, man. Who's that? TDC? What's good with it? Thanks for following through. I appreciate you. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world today. Yeah, man, it's been a while, but it feels good. And you know what it is for me? It's hard to find. I said this before when we talk about scheduling. It's hard to schedule some of these live streams when you're creating so many other things in different spaces that sometimes they overlap, and then so you got to shift, and something got to take a hit. So these last couple of weeks, my live stream having to take a hit because I've been creating other content and doing other things financially as well. So been trying to work it out. My wife's birthday is Wednesday. That's that. Christmas is coming up. That's another thing. So yeah, been trying to stay, on it like I want it and get into it. I really want to invite my good friend Reese. My friend Killer Reese on live. That's one of my good friends since forever, since the Sandlot, basically. Really high school, not really Sandlot, but high school. And he's just a super cool dude and hilarious dude, very intelligent, very smart, that I think you should know. I got to get him on live because he's an amazing human being that I know will thrive in a space of content creating in many different ways, but we'll talk about that soon. Michelle J is definitely in the building. Visionary Star, what up? Definitely in the building. First of all, the documentary, it doesn't really focus on racism in Russia. In Russia, they don't focus on the racism in Russia because there's racism everywhere. So no matter where I talk about black people, you can talk about racism being attached to it anywhere on the globe. Same thing. So yeah, but it's super dope. Check out the video. Listen to the Visionary Story. Check out the video about blacks in Russia. See how they live. See what's going on. See the hip hop community. See how they thrive. See what they think about America. See what they think about themselves in Russia. Do they feel like it's home? Do they feel a part of Russia? Is there pride there? Check it out. I think all them questions are answered in that doc. It's pretty dope. Sunshine Baby, definitely in the building. Appreciate you. Miss y'all, man. I miss y'all. I'm going to tap in a couple of things today. I'll definitely be talking about the Diddy doc. Yeah. So, I don't know if y'all seen it. If you haven't seen it, there will be some spoilers today. Because we got to get into it. First of all, it's been out long enough for y'all to have caught it. Or at least caught a couple of parts. 4 episodes? You at least should have caught 2. At least 2. You know what I mean? But we're going to talk about it today for sure. Because, yeah. I said, man's them was wildin'. 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 You know. And, if we get right into it, one thing the Diddy doc did show me is that 2 things. Okay. So, I've been hearing a couple of celebrities, be getting online or doing interviews, talking about this is a hit piece, right? There's some share that view. It's a hit piece, right? They feel like 50 being involved makes it a hit piece, and it's a one-sided story. I've heard celebrities say that. I just watched Marlon Wayans was on the internet talking about how he been knowing Diddy for 30 years and stuff ain't adding up, right? There's that story, that narrative. There's that. And it's strange when it comes to vouching for certain people about certain things, especially when it comes to um, something so criminal, right? Like certain crimes are heinous, and it get real tricky covering for some of these people because, yeah, you may know them in a certain kind of light, but how much are you willing to bet in the confidence of you knowing a person, right? Think about it. There's people in your own family that you don't know like that, right? Like my mom, I'm my mother's son, right? She raised me to be a man, right? There's things my mama never knew ever about me. There's just parts of your life you don't indulge with everybody, right? So when it comes to certain things, people tend to vouch for people because of the history. But how much confidence do you put in that history? You know what I mean? You see it all the time. You see on First 48 or some TV show where they bring the parents in there to bring a mother in there and she's crying, talking about, oh, that's not my son and my son would never. And we found out this nigga's a whole serial killer. He done murdered half the town or all the women in the town. And you still showing 3rd grade pictures of how he had great attendance or he graduated from high school and he had a 3-point something GPA. Ma'am, ma'am, that's not your son no more. That was a part of him. He was that at one point, and then the nigga got off track and started murdering people. So I say that to say this. Sometimes, now I'm not saying just throw your friend or family under a bus. I'm just saying sometimes it's good to stay quiet until you have all the facts, right? There's support, right? But a lot of times you'd be doing damage with speaking on things you don't know. And as I watch celebrities, the one question I want to ask celebrities for the most part is, okay, if you just take the documentary, right now, we've heard things throughout the years about Diddy, different things. I didn't necessarily hear all the stuff in the documentary, but there's a lot of things I heard about Diddy throughout the years, which I've never wanted to, be around, but just some things I heard, right? But let's say if we take the documentary. If I would like to sit and ask a celebrity, okay, let's take this whole documentary. Do you believe that everything in this documentary is false. I would like false, right? Now, what happens is the first argument a lot of people start to do is, well, they said sex trafficking and he never went to jail for sex trafficking and I didn't see no sign of sex trafficking or he was just a freaky nigga, right? That's what people were saying. He's just a nasty nigga. Cool. Got that. There's tons of other shit in this documentary that you should be frowned upon. That should be frowned upon. Right? If you focus on one thing, that's one thing. But Diddy's character is in question looking at this documentary. It's not about somebody just sex trafficking. I mean, hell, we watched them beat the hell out of Cassie on video. That's one thing, right? There's stories about other women and other things he's done to people physically and abuse, threats, a bunch of other stuff, right? The way he handled people in business, the way he dealt with producers and artists, the way he dealt with his friends, the way he dealt with his friends' women. There's so many things to question your character in here. People are focusing on this one thing. What about the character of a person? One thing that documentary showed me, if it's true, if the things are true from top to bottom, right? Yeah, there's little embellishments here, stuff like that. It happens in all documentaries. I get it. But let's say for the most part, if everything in that documentary is true from top to bottom, it shows me that Puff Diddy was never a good nigga. This ain't your age-old story of a guy getting money and then turning into a monster. No. What money does in power just gives you access to expose who and what you are, right? So it's one thing for me to say, I wish somebody to die or whatever. It's another thing for me to get power and have hundreds of millions of dollars, almost $1 billion, and now I can actually pay for it. That's the difference, right? It's one thing for me to just quietly lust after your wife, maybe a friend or whatever, your wife. It's another thing for me to be around and be throwing money all over the place and being all conniving and dirty macking to try to explore and get your wife. Or feel like you don't deserve it, or feel like you don't deserve it. I'm just about to do it because I don't care that much about you and morals and what the line of like our boundaries are. You know what I mean? You know, Marlon Wayans said, and I'm not blaming him, I'm using it for example because I just recently watched the video. Marlon Wayans said, I've been knowing Puffy for 30 years. I'm like, so? Now, yeah, it gives you some kind of like leverage when you've been knowing somebody 30 years. That's a long time. You've been around for a long time, maybe in all different parts of his life, where you should be able to say you know him in a certain kind of way. I get it. But there's whole entire shows about who the hell did I marry? Or or some family, some daughter or some son didn't know that their dad was the such and such serial killer or the something murderer. Like what? People live very dark secret lives, and sometimes those lives are exposed and only happen around like-minded individuals. Like why would you be invited to the Epstein Island if you are vehemently, against pedophilia and have a problem with it and will say something? Why would you be invited to the island? You probably ain't on that list to be invited to the island when you are. They know you the type of nigga that's gonna say something and be loud, or you ain't with that. It's gonna be a problem. Why would you be invited to the island? So you probably ain't around that, right? People talk about these quote unquote Diddy parties that were like, there was a Diddy party that he threw the best parties ever. Him and Jamie Foxx threw incredible parties. But then there's other parties that people are like, we didn't go to the other parties, right? But here's the crazy part. Y'all knew there was other parties. And is it fair to say, did y'all all just think they were just like freaky parties? Or See, this the part where I trip on, right? It's like, did you guys think they were just like crazy sex parties? Because I know what it's like being in the industry somewhat. And I've did with it, dabbled. I have friends in the industry. I've been around here and there and stuff like that. I've heard some crazy things from my access, and I don't have nowhere near the type of access some of these other celebrities have. First of all, I'm not a celebrity at all. What I mean by that is I don't. I have me being around and knowing famous people. I have a little bit of access more than the average civilian, but my access don't come close to what an actual celebrity has. And then don't let you be an A-lister, right? Because if I heard the crazy things, you got to detail by detail names, times, and dates. I'm willing to die on hill with this one, with this belief of mine, right? So if you know that there's parties and then there's other parties that are a different kind of crowd, everybody don't go, certain people are invited to, you I'm willing to bet you actually know what happens at these parties. And I'm willing to bet a lot of them aren't just freaky sex parties. Now, it may be, right? But when you get into the details of the guest, it's going to get a little tricky. It's going to get a little tricky. That's where we have the problem, right? So, another problem we have is that nobody ever said anything. Well, that's not true, though. People have spoken out. People have sued. People had cases. A lot of things were thrown out. A lot of money was thrown at other things, and a lot of people were disappeared. It's funny. The lady who got shot at the club that night, the black woman, who was recently, she felt like she was vindicated. That night, the night she got shot in the club, the black woman got shot in the face. She said out her own mouth from the beginning, not like she came later on and tried to jump on this puffy train of like, pause, puffy train, try to jump on this bandwagon of like people after the casting tape, people trying to jump in and blame Puffy for something. She been saying from the beginning, Sean Combs shot me in the face. She said that. She said I looked him dead in the face. I seen the gun pull up. He was shooting at somebody, shot me though. Not like he was intended to shoot her, but she looked up, she saw him shoot her in the face. She said that from day one. Try to go to police from day one. She said everybody, friends, family, police, everybody told her that she was lying. She'd been saying that from the beginning. Nobody believed her, which is the reason why a lot of people don't like to step up and say shit. So when you get a lot of ignorant niggas, where we have people, women who were essayed or raped at one time, and then people ask why they never say nothing. Well, it's a lot of women that have their whole entire lives ruined because they told the truth about a very powerful person. And women have seen evidence of it. Sometimes it's traumatizing, so they want to speak about it because they're embarrassed and ashamed about what happened. There's many reasons why a woman might not want to speak about that. That's why me, Lucc, Terrence, never judge that. I don't know what they're going through in that. I've never been through no shit like that. I don't know how fucking traumatizing that is for a woman to go through some ill shit like that. It's insanity. So for me to try to tell her that she's lying or why you waiting this longer, like it must be fake, is insanity. That's why they never come for me. And I don't care what you niggas think about it. That's traumatizing. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how many men this has happened to that never, ever, ever stepped up, never said anything? Because for them, it's just embarrassing, ashamed. The same thing. The same thing. People gonna laugh at them, not gonna believe them. They gonna say, "Why you didn't do nothing? You a man." All these things. People clowning Lil Rod right now. People clowning him right now about him being working with Diddy for the 2 years he's working with him and being essayed, like he said he was essayed or felt like weird, and you know what I mean? Like they clowning him right now. For whatever reason, like he felt like he said something or I don't know, about timing or whatever. That's not for me to say nothing. I can't. Only because I don't want to feel like the truth always makes its way out to the like some kind of way. It's going to shine some kind of way. I don't want to ever be on the other side of that. I remember, I'm not comparing the two stories, but I remember when Chadwick Boseman had them pictures come out with him, he was really skinny and nobody knew. and the internet clowned him to death. Clowned him, all kind of memes and talking about his weight and movie roles, stuff like that. Then we found out right after that he had cancer, and then literally we found out he had cancer, he had died. You know how many pages had to take that picture down, apologize, say some ill shit about, because you just jumping the gun, getting in the echo chamber of the internet, and then following the crowd like everybody else do, and now you feel like shit, right? So when it comes to back to the point of Diddy or whatever the case may be, he's just another chain in the link. It's a bunch of people out here, bunch of famous people out here, super powerful, got a hell of money, doing some heinous ass stuff behind the scenes, or doing it in front of your face, and y'all don't think it's you don't even look at it crazy. You know, it's crazy to me how the times and era will show you how we all were mind fucked in a sense, right? Like if you bring up right now, they're bringing up old interviews where I remember when the Cassie thing first dropped and they started getting on Diddy about all this stuff. And then all these old interviews start coming up. Interviews with him and Justin Bieber. And man, why you don't come visit me? And why you come hang out with me? You know, all these videos they show you and they say, look how sick he was. And I'm like, nigga, this ain't behind the scenes footage. This was out at a real time. And nobody said anything then. You know why they didn't? Two things. Either some people who knew, and they're on weird activity, whether scared or involved. They're on some weird time, weird activity, or the rest of us saw it and didn't think nothing of it because your mind is already fucked up to start looking at that shit like normal. That's what it was. Nigga, when they showed them, you see the old footage of, what's the name? From Family Feud. Them old Family Feud clips with the old host, right? And remember he was walking to the family, he was kissing all the women. Like grabbing their faces, kissing all the women in Family Feuds. Remember that old clip come up and everybody talk about how nasty it is and how nasty that was? Nigga, that was national television. Nobody said nothing then. They didn't say a word. Why? Because they thought that shit was normal. It was never normal. So when people look at the host and say he was a nasty nigga, well, what about the viewer? The viewer didn't find nothing wrong with that. Something got to be wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. Talk about the defenders, right? You can watch that whole documentary or hear about women in their essay or their great situations with Diddy, and they say all these things were happening, and then you got your defenders. Free Diddy, free this, and I'm fighting for Diddy. Look at them niggas too. What in your mind will make you say free Diddy, free this, or he after hearing that, question them niggas too. That should come from somewhere. Niggas is nasty, perverted, and be on bullshit. That's what it is. People laugh and joke about all this stuff. That's what it is. That's the thing, right? Y'all laughed and joked about it years ago. When the Family Feud clip happened, I was too young, but when the Family Feud happened, that was on national TV. That didn't get canceled. Somebody watched that. Tons of people watched that footage. Happened. Nobody said nothing. He wasn't canceled back then. That happened. That means people watched that on tape and thought it was okay. Nigga, essay and grape didn't start in the 90s and 2000s. That shit been going on forever. That shit was happening then. Ain't no nigga just kissing people wives and stuff all in the mouth. And he was kissing chicks in the mouth. Like back in the 70s and 60s or whatever, whenever that was, niggas was nasty then. They was nasty before that. They was gonna be nasty after this. So if you watching and defending this shit, you think it's cool, whatever, yeah, you probably want them to. That's what it is. I don't have no problem with it because I don't got to be around none of you nasty niggas. I have my family. I got my pockets of friends. Whatever. I got to be around none of you defending ass, essay defending niggas or women. I got to be around none of you niggas. None of y'all. It's crazy when you watch the documentary, the juror, they had the two jurors they kept talking to the most, the Indian man and the black chick, right? Do you, like, when you listen to the black woman talking about the juror, she talking about how her and Puffy, they would say something in court, how they would look back at each other and she'd be laughing. She'd look at him like, He'll look at her and be like, or shake his head, and she'd be like, she called him. It's like they had a moment. Like, bitch, is you a fan? What are you doing on? What are you doing on the jury? You fanning out. She was fanning out. Everything she said about Puffy was like, it is crazy. He's just sitting right there. I'm looking at him, and I'm like, oh no, get her ass off the juror. get her out of here. get her out of here. Like, what are we talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we? It's like, get it. Like, we're not dealing with the real shit here. You know what I mean? We not we're not dealing with the real people here. We dealing with sickness. People are sick and they defending this shit. You know what I mean? And so so I look at it like that. Like, I choose my spaces very carefully. Who I be around, who I talk to, how I get down with people, whatever. I'm not with none of that. I'm not with none of that. I'm not with none of that. Ain't no, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, when if I find out some BS, nigga, about one of my friends on some serious, like, essay, great type of, it's not my friend no more. It's what it is. I don't care what you think about it. I don't care. And look, forget that part. People want to focus on that part because they think they're arguing for the strongest point. We talk about a master manipulator. Before we started hearing about, well, first of all, we started hearing about the women in the beginning. The nigga was an intern trying to get at one of the artist's girls who was the secretary. From the beginning, he was stealing people, trying to steal people women. There was never respect. He was never a cool nigga. He never was. He's a dirty ass nigga from Harlem that was burnt out, trying to do scandalous shit, do whatever it is to get the money. The money's his way is the most important thing. His way or the highway. Period. The only important thing. I don't care about hook or crook. Is getting done. I don't care who get hurt in the process. I don't care who be damaged. I don't care what lives I ruin. I don't care how much this hurts you. Get it done. It gotta get. I gotta get what I need to get. Period. Evil. People like, oh, I respect that. Niggas a great niggas hustler, nigga grinding, whatever. Niggas evil, homie, and you evil too. You with that bullshit, you're an evil, nasty, no good ass nigga. And it's cool. That's fine with me. I'm the trip. I just know who you are. Or she. Whoever agrees. I just know who y'all are. And that's what it is. You know? And that's fine. You know, he was I'm watching this, it's like there was never a good sign of nothing. Like, when people say shrewd businessman, like, get the job done, turn that business to 500 million. Yeah, but how though? Like, how? Right? Like, when you started taking from the beginning. Started your label with your boy, then threaten your man to take his percentage and lied to him and take his ownership about the company. Your man. This was your man from school. Back in the day. Before you was throwing parties, this was your man. They got all the footage, all the pictures. You niggas always together. Neighbors in the house, slept over each other's house. All the stuff is there. All the proof. He wasn't just a random nigga in every picture. This was your partner, who you started the company with. He had all the office pictures, answer on the phones, all the records show partner. All that stuff. Then you threatened the nigga for his ownership in the company. Promise to give it back. That never happened. So if you start your company off doing shit like that, nigga, that was the co-owner. What you do to the other people that work for you? If you did that to the co-owner, what did you do to the other people that work for you? In different spaces. Same thing happened with Facebook. You see what he did to his boy, his partner. Now his boy got rich because Facebook made too much money, he had to pay him out. But he still fucked him out that deal. He still fucked him out of Facebook. Niggas be evil. And y'all, what's crazy is y'all, and I'm not talking to whoever, y'all so thirsty over power, such a fan of power and money, you niggas let this shit slide. Because in your mind, you like, man, but he balling out. He got the money though, or do whatever you got to do to get. Nah, nigga. Nah. Ain't a human right. Nah. Nah. Ain't cool. Nigga was a monster. Nigga was horrible in business. I'm talking about horrible in business to other people. He was good as far as moving his company through and taking it to where he took it, right? He knew talent, or knew where talent was, knew how to nurture talent, right? Didn't pay for talent though. All them niggas got done dirty. Who didn't get done dirty? See, that's the thing you got to find. Who didn't? Name an artist in the history of Bad Boy Records. Name an artist who did not get dirty, who didn't do dirty. Name one artist. You can't name one artist who did not get done dirty in Bad Boy Records. Not one. In the history, since the beginning, not one. All the way up to Dirty Money. Every artist. Not one. What's to say about that? And people arguing over the Biggie and Pac stuff, with the Keefe D had admitted that Puff paid him for Biggie for Pac's hit. So that you could take that with a grain of salt if that's true or not. He said it. He said he did. Puff, he said that happened. They did what they did. Even if that's true, Puffy didn't even pay him. Even if that was true, Puffy didn't even pay the nigga you supposed to pay to do your dirty work on the Pac stuff. You didn't even pay him. Lil Rob still didn't get paid. He said they was gonna give him $29,000 as a down payment for the stuff they owe him. He didn't even get the first payment of $29,000. And what's crazy is look how see, people don't expect you to be strong no matter what happened to you. They'll clown you, right? They clowned him about Puffy in the bed and all that stuff like that. They'll clown him, but people don't understand how strong it is for you to go through that type of stuff and still stand on your toes and be like, yeah, no, fuck that. Because he told it. Nobody else had to tell that story. So he told it, right? And then stood tall and then be like, all right, they still didn't give me my money. Still out here producing, still making hit records. He's still out here killing shit. Because Puffy couldn't kill his spirit. Now, he was only around 2 years. And that 2 years, all that shit happened. Nigga. Crazy. This niggas is nasty. Watch your peoples. Watch your peoples. Watch your friends to be defending this type of shit, this type of activity. Watch your friends to be fighting for, I don't care about the, whatever, niggas bringing up Cassie. Like, nigga, Cassie was a freak, so what, nigga? Why is that coming up in the conversation? If I'm talking about him being a master manipulator, taking niggas out there publishing, not paying writers and producers, not paying niggas with the footage. People asking how they get the footage. Puffy wasn't even paying the niggas that was walking around with him, documenting what was going on. So now you got a bunch of young videographers who never got paid, who hate your guts. And they got a ton of hard drives with footage all in it. So when Netflix and 50 come hollering at them niggas, oh, we'll pay y'all. Let's get that footage. Easy. Because people are like, why would Puffy show, you see, you talking about mass manipulator, sociopath, narcissistic, right? Why would Puffy show why would he film some of that stuff and show it to the public, right? Why would he film himself getting in the car after taking pictures and shaking hands with people in the streets and then saying, man, I need some sanitizer, man. I've been touching people in the streets all day. I need a shower. I need a, right? Even though I understand hygiene, but the way it came off is like, I'm dirty now. I've been touching the people in the streets. And film that. There gotta be there's some narcissistic behavior with that. Vision out. If it's you, hey, look, if the shoe fits, I see your comment right here. If the shoe fits, nigga, wear it. You said your friend shouldn't watch you as in what? You agree with what? You defending Puff and his actions? Nigga, yeah, nigga, you. Nigga. Yeah. If you one of them, yes, nigga. Yes. You too. Yeah. Yeah. Like, nigga, I don't. It is what it is. This stands. It's standard. My stance and my opinion on this shit don't change because of who, nigga, you. If it was my mama, her too. Niggas is nasty out here. They would throw people. Look at this. Look at this comment here. Look at this. Right. Look, my man said Cassie is Diddy's Ghislaine Maxwell. Right. I'm talking about nigga being a master manipulator, um, and how he did his business practices. And the nigga would throw Cassie, who I haven't brought up at all. I didn't bring up Cassie at all because Cassie is a freak. What you mean? Is she a freak like Diddy a freak? She likes sex like Diddy likes sex, right? I didn't bring up Cassie because she got the shit beat out of her. The trial wasn't on that. But I'm talking about Puffy because he's an abuser also. But we seen that. I don't got to tell y'all that Puffy's an abuser. He beat the shit out of her on tape, right? And that only goes with the stories of the bodyguard saying he would beat the shit out of Kim Porter in a room. Many a time he said he stood by the door. He knows Puffy was in there beating her. He can hear it through the door. He's standing in front of the door. She come out all fucked up. Beating Kim Porter. He's beating Cassie. Do I think that stopped everywhere else? No. He's an abuser. But why would I bring up Cassie about her? Why would I bring that up? I didn't even say Puffy sex trafficking nobody. If prostitutes are flying out to have sex with them, if they're underage, that's the issue. I have a problem. If these are adults flying out to do that, man, I know tons of niggas done did that. I know tons of niggas pay for prostitutes to do. That's not my definition of sex trafficking. If they're being coerced and manipulated, you got to prove that to me that they're being forced or coerced to do that. Then yeah, for sure, I would have to believe that, right? But if we just talking about sex and they have some freaky shit, I don't care about that shit. But what I do care about him putting hands on her, he's a bitch ass nigga for that. So if you did fit in that, yeah, nigga, your friends should watch out for you. You too, nigga, because it's something about you on weirdo activity. You know what I'm saying? Weirdo activity. So why would I just talk about her if she's a freak? If she's just a freak, if she's just nasty with a nigga, well, I'm talking about her, nigga. I don't care about their sex life like that, nigga. What I'm talking about, they was nasty together. Who, nigga, I can watch porn if I want to go see some nasty shit. Now, if I know, I never said Diddy was sex trafficking. I don't know that. I know they had a male prostitute, and said he flew me out, nigga. We was with this, whatever. I'm like, that sounds like illegal. That all sounds legal. That's why he didn't get convicted for sex trafficking. Now, if you told me somebody was underage and then that's kidnapping, sex trafficking, that's different. But I don't think that happened. And I don't know. I didn't hear about it. I didn't see that as proof, so I don't talk about it. So if you tell me why I don't bring up Cassie, for what, nigga? What'd she do? What'd she do? Fucking nigga who was beating the shit out of her? She was stupid for fucking with this nigga? Yeah. She was stupid for fucking with him. She was getting her ass whooped. You know what I mean? Why would you? Yeah. As far as drugs and sex, she was getting all the other stuff she wanted. Money, the life. She was getting that. Was she stupid? Yeah, she was. Yeah. Getting her ass whooped. You know what I mean? I don't blame the victim for that. I'm saying, but if you're going to continue to hang around because the life, yeah, that wasn't a good decision. Matter of fact, no, I'm not going to say she was stupid. I'm saying she shouldn't have been hanging. In my opinion, she should have been taking that shit on. But if you want the life, the money, and the other thing that came with Diddy, you're going to take that other part too. It's fucked up. What am I going to bring her up for? Nigga? And nigga, and see, this what y'all, let me tell y'all where y'all got to watch out for people, right? My man said, I'm going to highlight it here. Visionary Star says she is Ghislaine Maxwell, right? As in, Ghislaine Maxwell, they said was a pedophile, her and Epstein, sex trafficked children. That's what they think. Sex trafficked and had sex with and raped, essayed children. He's saying Cassie is her. So he's saying Cassie was sex trafficking, essaying, and raping kids with Diddy. Because I'm assuming he means he's Epstein. Now, here's the crazy part about what Visionary Star is saying. If she's Ghislaine Maxwell and he's Epstein, you can find this comment in here when you go up that says, he's defending Puffy. So that means he's also defending Epstein. I didn't say it. You can scroll back up and see him defending. Hey man, sometimes the signs are there. Drugs ain't illegal. Depending on where you at, and you just taking drugs for personal use. That ain't illegal. Drugs ain't illegal like that. So, you know what I mean? You know? Yeah. They said he put his hands on his mom. I did hear that too. I hope that ain't true. That's fucked up. And there's other rumors with moms too. Weirdo shit, Kev. Weirdo activity, man. Niggas be weird, man. Hey, and me, I ain't saying it. I'm a, look, free Diddy, we need a villain. Nigga, that's the same thing. You said free Diddy. So free Epstein? Look, if you call Cassie, you said Cassie is Ghislaine Maxwell, which means Diddy is Epstein. So if you say free Diddy, we need a villain, you saying free Epstein. Nigga, we not stupid. What? I'm not trying to put that jacket on you, my nigga. You talking. You put that on you. It's on you. Now just, hey man, carry that. Carry that. You said that. You can't, don't play me with words. You definitely can't play me with semantics. You said she is Ghislaine Maxwell. Look, don't put words in my mouth. Nigga, look. He said Cassie is Ghislaine Maxwell, right? If she's Ghislaine Maxwell, then who is Puffy? Like, don't let him play y'all. If she's this, who is Diddy? If she's Ghislaine Maxwell, who is Diddy? Come on, we can say it. We can say it together. Type it in the chat. Who he saying Diddy is? Type it in the chat. I'm not putting words in his mouth. That nigga said, that's what you mean. That's what I mean. Exactly. Exactly. That's what it is. So nigga, because you on here basically fighting for that bullshit, nigga, sit with that. Carry that. It's cool with me. I mean, not cool with me in real life, but hey, you on the other side of this computer. Do that over there. Cool. Defend that. You need a villain. So that's the word. You need a villain. You need to be. That's what we need. Look, you now I'm not smart. I don't gotta be smart. I don't have to be smart. Nigga, we don't. Hey, we have to. Yeah, Epstein. Yeah, exactly. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. I don't care what he's not saying. That's what he's saying. Don't let him play y'all, nigga. And hey, just because I brought the big Epstein, nigga, that's what it is. Well, I mean, hey, now look, what's crazy is we ain't got to get into that because we know what's up. I'm only going by what he said. Now we know there's nowhere near Ghislaine Maxwell. He's saying that. Nobody even thinks that shit in real life other than him because he said it. But come on, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. You know, we people dealing with this shit for it's always gonna be somebody on the fence. Nigga, we could have, nigga, you know what I mean? Look, let me tell you, so this how real is this, right? When the R. Kelly shit was going on, and he finally got convicted after all these years. First of all, that tape came out, a decade before he went to jail? When that tape came out? No, almost 15 years, almost, maybe longer than that. The tape came out almost 10, 15 years before he actually went to jail. I mean, before. The tape came out before. So, nigga, we knew what he was when that tape came out. So, for niggas to still be like, R. Kelly, free R. Kelly because the music is good and all that shit like that, free him for what? Nigga, we know what it is. So, when you get a nigga be like, I don't give a fuck, nigga, that nigga didn't, okay, defend that. You carry that. I'm not carrying that. You carry that. You carry that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, man. So, you know, I don't, you know, but I think it's cool though, because when you get stuff like this, like documentaries like this, and like anything in the news, heavy in the news, like this, with this kind of like information, whatever, it's kind of cool because people stand on either side of it. It's an interesting conversation. You kind of see how people think and how they kind of like break shit down, how they feel about certain things. But people step on both sides of it, and it's not for you to be like, it's a difference with, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people out here fucked up. Look, one thing we know is, like, we talk about these parties, free parties. I said this earlier. I said, nigga, these parties with whoever was in these parties, whoever's in these parties, they were they were all in it. I don't care if we talk about. I'm not comparing Epstein and Diddy. I'm not comparing. I'm just bringing it two different cases of high profile cases. If you talk about Epstein's Island and Diddy's little parties where shit was going on, the guests were complicit. They were there. These niggas are all nasty. They all on bullshit. They there. They all on bullshit. That's why I'm technically not even having this side conversation about Diddy. About Cassie. Because, nigga, she was at them parties. We talking about the nigga on trial, what he's on trial for. Now, if the nigga went to jail for sex trafficking and stuff like that, oh, we have an issue. Somebody else should be arrested. Somebody else was making threats on the phone to people and drugging people. So you can't just take him in. Remember when Trump got back in office, he started lying about the Epstein files, trying to say it wasn't no evidence found to Epstein and stuff like that. So people started saying, well, nigga, if ain't nothing going on with Epstein, it wasn't no proof, then why don't you let out Ghislaine? Why she still in jail? If ain't no evidence that you got on Epstein that he been doing all this bullshit, all these cases, all this stuff on kids, then why is she still in jail? You can't have one without the other. You take him down, you got to take her down. If he's going to jail for child pedophilia and sex trafficking, kidnapping, all this stuff like that, she got to go too. They was partners. So if Diddy went down for that, sex trafficking, kidnapping, and all this stuff like that, she got to go too. It's not even hard to understand. But that wasn't the conversation we was having. But we wasn't having it because we just wasn't having it. All them niggas dirty. You know what I'm saying? Niggas evil, bro. Yeah, it's the industry thing, man. It's like niggas, they foul. It's foul. And I'm tired of arguing with niggas about it. You know what I mean? We have conversations about it. It's pretty much, I mean, if you think about it from a logical standpoint, just not wanting to deal with evil people or monsters, then we can pretty much generally agree one another about this kind of stuff. We can agree. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we pretty much know, like, look, man, nigga was not a good nigga. He just was. He wasn't a good person. He wasn't. I mean, like, that's too much. Too much stuff coming to the forefront. Too much footage. Too many people around. That was around. That's close, tight knit. A couple of things happened. If they all flipped on you and turned on you, what kind of nigga was you? What happened? Say everybody in the documentary, everybody around is lying. Let's say that. Let's say all the women that came aboard. First of all, you gotta remember, there's still almost 100 civil cases. People aren't talking about. That's why you argue with niggas. That's why you argue with niggas about these stuff, right? Remember, at the time of the documentary, which is now, there's still 100-something civil cases. He went to jail for one thing. There's 100-something civil cases right now. Right now. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know. Any nigga, if this is true or not, it came out documentary. So they were low-key trying to point the finger that you are the reason your friend Big got clapped. Right? Pause. But I'm a West Coast nigga, so clap, you should be able to say that. But if you ain't from the West Coast, you probably wouldn't get that. Anyway, you got murked. They saying he's saying Biggie, Puff is the reason Big got murked. Right? They trying to say that. Right? And I don't know if that's true or not, but the documentary said it, so whatever. So people are saying that. And I've been hearing that for years, but it's a rumor is all I know. I can't say facts. Allegedly. Right? So that happened. Nigga, and then they said on paperwork, nigga, you made Biggie's but Biggie's whatever, you paid that out of Biggie's money. You paid for his funeral out of his own bread. Remember you tried to get his co-owner, who was an employee here's the co-owner. He tried to get his co-owner, who was an employee at the time, to switch the paperwork, take the middle section out the paperwork, and put in some new paper, and his employee, who used to be his co-owner, remember this, that's key, he used to be his co-owner, the employee said, nigga, I can't do that. Like, I done did some shit in my life probably before, but I can't do that. That don't rest easy with my soul. I'm not going to change Biggie's paperwork because he passed. You trying to do it? You trying to want to play? Couldn't do that. 90 days later, he was fired. No, what 90 days later? He was fired right after that. I think that was Aubrey who got fired 90 days later after he sexually assaulted her on an email, which we all saw. That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, so my man Jen said the family said that isn't true, but about the funeral. Okay, which for me is everything's still in question because yeah, because the rumors about Biggie's mom and being around and stuff like that, it was a lot. And she responded, Puff mom responded to the documentaries also. That's kind of ill. Just different, man. It's just different. It's it's different. I don't know. I'm like that's too many people. Too many people. No, Jen. I'm talking about you. You like me, bro. If the family stated, that's what it is. I mean, I don't know. It gets funny business happen when it's that much power and that much money involved. Especially people are connected to people. So that's why I say allegedly with this part. Like a lot of business practices, there's some things I know for a fact, and there's a lot of things I just heard. What happens is you start to develop a pattern. And in this pattern, I knew I would never fuck with mess with that type of nigga. I know he's not my type of nigga. I don't trust it. Evil, a dark spirit. I'm not rolling. Never was though. So it never was for meeting up type of, or I want to meet him to be or some celebrity stuff. No, I started seeing. Yeah, I started hearing stuff, but rumors is rumors. But you started seeing stuff from like interviews or like behind the scenes footage of different kind of stuff. You like, yeah, that's different. The way he talking is different. Like people, I remember people made a lot of people didn't see a big deal with that when he was talking about that time Nipsey was playing his album. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember that footage when Nipsey went to go play Diddy's album, and Diddy was talking, doing that speech in the background. If when y'all get a chance, go listen to that speech again. This is a different kind of dark, you know what I mean? Different kind of dark. Oh yeah, I'll definitely share your story. I'll definitely share a story. So I mean, this ain't a story necessarily about like him doing something, assaulting somebody, but him trying to play just weird, right? So one of my good friends is an artist, and one of my good friends was the CEO of the label, right? And and so this artist was popping from the Bay. This artist was doing this thing, popping, and so he had a video shoot, and he was making some noise and making some moves, and Diddy happened to be in the Bay at the time, so Diddy came to the video shoot, right? So Diddy and the artist had a relationship, not like a. I'm not saying no scandalous ass nasty relationship. I'm talking about like just a business working relationship. Like Diddy was a fan of dude his music, and so they would talk. And I guess Diddy want to do some business because the label's an independent label, and Diddy want to do some business. So the CEO was like, I'm talking to CEO one time. CEO like, I'm like, man, I heard Diddy trying to do some business with y'all. What you think about that? He's like, man, look, he said, I'm gonna keep it real with you, my nigga. He said, I was at that video shoot. He said one thing. He said I always avoided him, right? And I'm like, why? He was like, because something about him don't sit right with me. He said, but I always avoided him. Now my guy, let me give some backstory on my guy. My guy is all out. I hate to use the term real nigga, but I don't know how to explain like just stand up guy, all out stand up guy. Been from the streets to the pen to family shit, like all around stand up. Ain't scared of no nigga. Them did his thing. Reformed, stand up reputation dude, right? Got a reputation from here to the East Coast. And he was like, man, I something about that nigga I don't want to meet dude. I never have. You know, and he said this artist trying to get me to meet him. I don't want to meet him. I don't want to do no business with him. I don't even want to meet the nigga. I'm like, damn, what's up? He just talking about how he's dark. He said, man, so now my man, good faith, you know, he's a foundation with spirituality. He's like, he's dark. He said something about him, he's dark. He said I can see it through the TV. So he ended up being at the video shoot, and dude ended up being out there, went to the video shoot. Did he? He said, so he found out the nigga was there. He was like, nah, like, kind of like, damn, this is horrible timing. He said when he met the nigga, he said he didn't want to shake his hand. He shook his hand on some man shit. He said, man, we gotta link up, man. Why don't you come by the house? He said, why don't you come by the house, man? We have a meeting, we're talking up, whatever. So I know we can do some business, whatever. He said, so he never called the nigga. He said, but the nigga would call him all the time, like, man, just come by the house. We ain't got no lawyers and stuff like that. No lawyers, nothing like that, man. Just come by the house, man. Let's go do some business. And he was like, I cannot do no business with this nigga. Something wrong with him. You know, and we talk about a get money nigga. We talk about somebody who if you talking to a damn near billionaire about making a play where we know you can get some money and this is who he is and your artist is in music, outside of what you feel in your discernment, that was a play that anybody else would have made. And my nigga like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And come to find out after that happened, Diddy had gotten to, let me just say, I'll say for this part, Diddy had gotten into some stuff with some people. And it just confirmed the stuff he was saying about why he don't want to meet that type of dude. Because he's on some darker energy shit. And he's not with none of it. He's not with none. I don't want to do nothing about this nigga. I want to do nothing around him. I don't. You know, and sometimes the lesson is sometimes you got to move with your discernment. Because if something is telling you something, look, dogs and babies got a different type of intuition when they come to people. You ever notice that? Dogs and babies. You bring somebody around your dog or a little baby and watch how they react. Dogs and babies tell you everything about a person. You know what I mean? If your dog ain't even the type of dog that be barking, little cute little dog, friendly and all stuff like that, whatever, and then all of a sudden this nigga come around, this girl come around, and your dog can't stay quiet. Barking and or he look like he gonna bite. He never bit nobody his whole life. All of a sudden, dog like they're gonna tear somebody up. Look, you might want to pay attention to that. That dog is sensing something that you are not sensing. That's why I always tell babies, right? I always tell people, parents and relatives, right? Don't ever make your baby hug and kiss nobody. I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's your grandmother. Don't make a baby do it. You know how you walk, you may have a little baby, she may be about 4 or 5 years old, she or he, and you walk up at your family's house on Thanksgiving or whatever, and then your auntie come around, she's like, oh my God, this is the baby, I haven't seen her so long. Come here, give me a hug. And the baby is hiding from her, like running from her, like grabbing your leg, or like moving or start crying. And you be like, give your auntie a hug, give your baby a hug. Don't do that. I'm jumping topics, but I'm gonna jump back. Don't do that. Don't make that baby do that. Don't. Because psychologically, something's probably wrong with why your baby don't want to hug that person. That's one thing. And since you don't know, your baby may be too young to talk or express it, don't break that boundary of how she feels. Let her be comfortable in being afraid or moving away from somebody. 2, you could be teaching your child that it's okay for people to break your boundaries. Your baby is setting boundaries, right? And you're telling them it's okay to let people break your boundaries. Let people step all over your boundaries. Forget your wall of protection you got up. Come on through. Every time you let the uncle come over there. Oh, come give me a hug. Let the auntie come or your sister, brother, whatever. I don't care who it is. Let your baby be afraid of whoever they're afraid of. Something's either up or they have a boundary about themselves and they haven't learned to trust yet. And until they learn to trust, right, let them come through. Same thing happens when your discernment is up. When you discern well, your discernment will let you know about people ahead of time. Sometimes you don't have to meet nobody. You can stand in a circle and someone's about old boy over here. Something about him. I'm in a circle full of people. Something about this nigga right here I don't like. Something wrong. Say energy about him. I don't want to shake his hand. I don't want to stand next to the nigga. Matter of fact, let me leave this circle right here. Let me get out the circle. Something is wrong. Your discernment is telling you something's wrong. So you might want to act on it. The same thing happened when you meet these celebrities and you're all starstruck or you're amazed, but your spirit starts telling you, get away from this person. Get the fuck away. Act on it. Visionary story. I was the beginning of the story said if you have a dog that don't bark at nobody and is nice, never bit nobody, and all of a sudden you just start going crazy. So that's the point I use with that. When you said some dogs just aggressive, I'm not talking about aggressive dogs. So same thing with babies. I'm not talking about babies who act scared when they meet people. Your baby may be cool, and all of a sudden it's this person she running from. No, listen to the baby. Yeah, hey, family too. Breezy. Yeah, it's something wrong. So I bring it back to not just the Puff Diddy situation, but celebrities, people in general, right? Protect your peace, your discernment. You got to discern well. Like, it's almost like I explain your discernment like spidey senses, right? Where danger's afoot. So something trying to tell you, hey, look out for something. That's how your discernment works. Your discernment tells you something's wrong. It's like walking into a house. You ever walk into a house or a building and you automatically feel a shift come over your body? Like, I don't want to be in here. Something feels funny about even being in here. Then you should leave. It's not even a. It's not. Here's the thing. It's not even a big deal. I feel like if you ignore it, it can turn into whatever it's going to turn into, right? But if you act on it, it's not even a big deal. If I walk into a house, I don't care if it's my cousin house, my mama house. If I walk into a house and something came over my body and telling me to get out, this ain't energy ain't good here, get out the house. I'm gonna get out. What's the worst gonna happen? I live to see another day. I don't know. Like, what's the worst? I'm getting out. I don't want to push through whatever that is because my spirit is trying to tell me something. Your spirit sees things that you don't. Your spirit sense and see things that you don't. Sometimes you're so enamored by the world and what you see, right? People acting as yeah, I wish I had that footage. Orlando Brown, which people think he's crazy. I don't think he's crazy, but that's a whole nother topic. Orlando Brown was talking about there was this movie called The Shift. He said he noticed this in Hollywood all the time, and not just Hollywood, but in the world, how people can do a shift right in front of you. And sometimes, if you don't know how to discern or you don't know what to look out for, you can't see it. It was kind of spooky the way he said it, but I understood what he was saying. He said, "You ever been looking at somebody or talking to somebody, and then like you're looking at them, is their body, is their mouth, their voice, but something about them on the inside, it's not them. Like, I know it's gonna sound crazy to a lot of y'all, but unless you experience this, you probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But there's a movie called The Shift that talks about this. So if you haven't seen The Shift, go check out the movie The Shift. It talks about that. It's like Fallen, right? Remember the movie Fallen with was that Denzel? Right? Remember how they walk around, the thing touch you, and then next thing you know that the soul takes over that body, and that demon was inside the other bodies. Every time it touched somebody, it jumps to a different body. It's like the shift. It's kind of like that same thing when you meet people, but it doesn't happen through like touch. Sometimes people can just shift right in front of you. So you have to realize when I may not be talking to Michelle J. I may be hanging with. I may go to New York and hang with Michelle J. We hanging out at the restaurant, big kicking and all that, whatever. And then a shift happens, and then I'm looking at Michelle J. She seemed like she's her body, face, everything the same, but a shift happened and it's not her no more. And your discernment can pick that up. If you discern right. Like if you trust in your spirit, you got a foundation of faith, your discernment will never lead wrong. You just gotta pay it, you gotta act on it though. Because your discernment can tell you something and you don't act on it. It just will tell you something. It's danger. Danger is afoot. You should be out of there or move or whatever. And if you don't listen to that, then it doesn't really help your friend. Like if it's like Spider-Man can get his Spidey senses, right? But if the nigga didn't duck or turn around or whatever, he's gonna go get his ass hit by something, right? So you got to listen to it. It ain't going off for nothing. That's how your spirit works. Your spirit don't play games. Your spirit do not play games, right? So it's not gonna flare up or make a whatever a different kind of like a warning for it to not be nothing. Your spirit don't play games. Like that's not. It don't do no psych or none. It don't do none of that, right? So you got to act on it. If something telling you something wrong, nigga, my brother. It's a real story about my actual brother, right? My brother. I remember some of the homies used to call him like an angel, right? Because my brother, we be in the hood back in the day when I stayed with my mom's in Watts. Uh, we'd be hanging on the corner or hanging out somewhere in the hood somewhere. And my brother, who's a year under me, right? My brother we'll say if we all hanging out in the corner, my brother, he'll probably lean over to me or lean to one of the homies and say, "Hey man, I'm about to head out. I'm about to head to the house." Why? What's up? What's going on? Nothing, man. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave, nigga. If my brother if you ever in the company of my brother, even right now, 2025, if I'm ever in the company of my brother, and my brother just says some shit like, "Hey man, I think I'm about to leave. I don't know. Something telling me to leave." I'm walking right out the door with him. I don't care if I'm at my wedding. That's how real it is. With him, that's how real it is. If my brother be like, "Hey, no, this ain't it. I don't know. I'm about to just be out of here." You better leave with that nigga. If you heard it, you better walk out with him. So many times it happened to my brother, and shit happened every time. Cops come through and arrest everybody, or drive by or something happen. Boom, the corner gets shot up. Soon we get to the house. What happened? What started to happen was my brother be like, "Hey man, I'm about to get up," and niggas be like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" He said, "No, I'm about to go get some ice cream or something, or I'm gonna go to the store and get a soda." But you got to ask why, because if you say, "I don't know, man, something ain't right," and the whole corner split or break up, everybody walk off, go stand somewhere else, go move. They start to know like, "Hey, whatever he own, get the fuck out of there." Hey, Michelle, it's not a joke. I'm telling you. Yeah, a wedding too. It's real. If you with my brothers, I don't care where y'all at. If you with him somewhere and that nigga was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm about to be out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm out of here." You better leave too. Trust me. You better leave. Or that may be the last place you be standing with yourself. Because he ain't gonna be there. Look, see? Boom. Said last time that happened, I ain't listen. Me and my hunger was fight a whole bar. Look, it's your discernment. Your spirit, remember this. Your spirit does not play games. That's all you need to know. Your spirit is not a liar. And here's another thing too. Your spirit don't make bad choices or incorrect choices unless you are in a dark place. If you're in a dark space, that's different. I'm not talking to dark place people, right? Dark places people. I'm not talking to demons. I'm not talking to, people with other shit going on. If you're in your right mind, you're in your right spirit, you are a loving human being who has a faith background grounded in faith. Your spirit don't play games. Your spirit don't lie to you, and your spirit won't drive you into danger. You won't. So your spirit don't make incorrect moves. It's on you to discern, of course, but to listen if these things happen. You have to listen. You cannot just be acting like it ain't a real thing that happened. You got to act on it. You'll find yourself in trouble if you don't. You got to. A lot. We talked about the doc earlier. We was talking about the doc before, but a lot of people either aren't discerning well, or they're so some people are so thirsty for position, career, fame, money, whatever, that they'll bypass a lot of things they feel to get whatever it is they feel they need to get. And that's a very dangerous place. Because let me get spiritual a little bit. If and I'm gonna go to straight up, look, if the devil knows that you'll put your morals and spirit aside to get what you need to get, he gonna run you all day long. He gonna run you all day long. He is now running the plays. If he knows, you'll put your morals aside, or what you feel in your spirit. If you feel like for example, with legend documentary and all stuff like that. For example, if you was at Puff House and you feel like it's late and ain't a lot of people around, and you feel like you don't need to be here, but he's trying to convince you to stay. If you that feeling you feel of like danger, get out of here, whatever, but you feel like you also a singer or a rapper, and this might be a great opportunity for you. The minute you bypass that inside you to do that, the devil's now running the plays. He is now the coach. You now have a coach, and it ain't God. The devil's now running the plays, right? and you're about to be in for a very long ride. You have to discern. One, get your spirit intact. Because here's the thing though, if you didn't think this was a spiritual conversation, you're already misled. Get your spirit together. You have to discern. You can't be in spaces with all these dark shit going on in the world and you just out here freestyling. You just out here just walking through the world like everybody, like things ain't trying to attack you and they ain't trying to get you. They are. They are. It's dangerous out here. It's wicked out here. It is. It's wicked out here. And you see so many people get lost in the sauce trying to get something they think they want. It's not that important. It's not. It's not. You know what I mean? Even when you think about the you think about the concept of like selling your soul, right? Everybody has this concept of like selling their soul for like the kind of like the devil's contract of like you want riches and fame and money and all this stuff. I'm talking from an entertainment perspective, right? You may want riches and fame and all these things, women and lifestyle, all these things, and all you got to do is sell this contract, sell your soul, or sign this contract, and whatever that means, the sell your soul part. Because first of all, there ain't nothing I ever did or ever will do, so I don't know how that works. But just when you know that you've told yourself inside that you'll do anything to get fame and riches and stuff like that. So you start acting and moving towards that, whatever. Some people say I'll do anything out loud, as in they're asking a spirit or a force to help them do it. Almost like you know who you asking. Now I can't put that on everybody because if you pray for that, there's a manner in which that happens, right? There's a God that you will speak to. That God has a name. I'm talking about that God has a name. No matter what religion you deal with, right? If it's Allah, if it's Yahweh or Jesus Christ, if it's whatever, right? Right. So the God has a name, but if it's outside of that, you could be talking to a different kind of forces. And what you could be asking for is like a lot of times people know. We've heard enough rumors and seen enough bullshit to know that you're asking dark forces to help you gain riches and fame and stuff like that. Because you think it's an even trade. But you have been sadly mistaken. It's not an even trade. And you're about to suffer horribly. See, I was the one. I did not believe in like people being sacrificed and stuff like that, and like when you sell your soul and all these dark things may start happening. No, I'm a believer in that. I'm a believer in if you do that shit, a bunch of dark shit gonna happen. All boundaries and rules are off. So anything you think can happen probably can happen. Can't happen to me. I'm a follower and believer in Jesus Christ. I'm covered in the blood. Can't none of that do nothing here. Demon can't even walk around in my house. My house is anointed and covered. Prayed over it, every doorway and every window sill. In my house, can't even survive in my house. But that's why I'm comfortable. That's why I'm comfortable, because I am covered in the blood. I'm grounded in my faith. But that's why I don't get in a lot of situations also. I don't get in a lot of situations where I deal with a lot of darkness, right? The only time I deal with a lot of bullshit is when I know I'm doing bullshit. Ain't that something? When you know, here's the thing. A lot of times, think about this. Think how many people, let's talk about men. Think about how many men right now are rotting in prison because they were acting on a lick or whatever, knowing they in the wrong, knowing they doing wrong. They're consciously doing something they're supposed to be doing, and then the results was them getting caught up for it. Because there's tons of people who got away with doing a bunch of heinous shit. So I'm not saying it happened to everybody. But I'm saying there was a time where somebody knew that what they were doing was wrong, but for money or whatever you tell yourself, oh, I got to get it for my kids, I got a family, whatever you tell yourself, cool, you got to sit with that. And you about to make this, you about to run in that bank because it seems like it's a good plan. I don't know what a good plan is in robbing a bank, but you about to hit that bank and you and your boys, because you got to do it for the family and all this old shit you tell yourself, and you know it's a bad idea. You know morally you're off and you about to do something wrong. Somebody might got to get hurt, killed, or whatever. You go do that thing, then you get caught. because you consciously walked in a space of darkness, acted out that darkness, and then karma swooped in, right? Debt, the debt for your game you played, right? Came in and scooped you up. Now you sitting in that place for 10, 15, 20 years, I don't know, right? But now you got to sit there, but everybody ain't going to come out and be wallow. Everybody ain't going to come out and do nothing miraculous and be back on the hustle to get right back. That's 10, 15, 20 years of your life gone. You have to be grounded in some kind of faith. And your spirit got to be right. Because you out here with a bunch of people who ain't right. So what you think they want to do to you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, until it happened, Michelle. It sounded like a good plan until you be in jail with the like, oh, what happened? Well, I written a note. I wrote a note and I did the things they said to do. But I still got 15. You know, because you don't want to get charged with the gun. I get it. You don't want to get the gun charge. You don't want to get the deadly weapon charge. There's a bunch of charges you won't get if you don't take a weapon. You do it a certain kind of way. I get it. But here's the thing. If you do it the quote unquote perfect way, right? And then your black ass get the judge who don't care about the perfect way. Oh boy. Oh boy. He said they all got arrested up. But yeah, man, get your spirit right. We're not gonna stay on that all day. Get your spirit right. Yo, let me tell you something I saw. I thought this was interesting. I saw a clip on the internet, right? And the clip was about, do I still got the clip up here? I got the clip here. So the clip was about, it was Stacey Abrams and some other black women on a either a podcast or a panel or something. They were talking about in a radio. One of the ladies, one of the women was a radio host, and the radio host made a statement. She tried to put a false narrative out there about black men, right? Now she tried to do this after saying that she don't want to do a false narrative or something she said. But let me show you how Stacey Abrams politely checked her down on this clip, right? And gave the facts. Let me end this narrative now. Let's end this narrative here. And let me give the facts and show you where you wrong at without saying you directly you're wrong. So let me show you this clip. Check this out.
Want to bring up, and to me I feel like this is something not to point fingers or the blame, because I feel like when you divide, obviously that's when you conquer, right? But a big part of the people that I know was not going for Kamala, let's just talk about that whole situation. It wasn't us. It wasn't the black women that wasn't going out and voting. Honestly, I spoke to a lot of black men, and they were not going out to vote.
Statistics tell us that most black men that voted did vote for Kamala.
Exactly. Well, I'm talking about people like now on radio. I have a lot of people that call in, and they made it very, very clear that they were never going to vote for Kamala ever, is what they said. They said they'd take anyone over her.
So I will say this. So having experienced this myself, I can speak from a place of both power and information. Okay. Sexism is absolutely real in every community. Racism is absolutely real. But let's look at the data. And what the data says is that black men support black women. Black women support black women the most. Yeah. But the next highest support system, black men. Now, a lot of folks who call in to tell you what they are going to do weren't planning to do anything anyway.
They didn't vote at all.
And so we need to remember that disinformation often comes by planting people in our communities to fracture our belief systems. Black men voted for me at the same rate they voted for Raphael Warnock. But if you heard the news, black men couldn't stand me, and that is designed to fracture our communities. I think it is so important that you raise that, because one of the misinformation points is that they leverage our inherent mistrust of systems to convince us that we don't have the support that we need.
That's right.
My responsibility is to never let them tell me that my brothers don't love me as much as my sisters do.
Amen.
That's right.
But the other reality is that when they do those exit polls, you got to remember, we are 13% of the population. How exactly are you finding a representative sample when you're only talking to 1 or 2 people in every state? They then extrapolate from that in ways that shape narratives but defy math.
That's right.
And so we can't let them tell us who we are. But my point is,
There you have it. Now, how ill is that? See, I always say people always think their world is the world. That woman told you, like, we gotta stop. It's like you gotta stop. Like your view ain't worldview. You said she tried to say, well, I've talked to people on the radio. A lot of people call me on the radio. Okay, let's say you talk to 100 people. Let's say 100 men. Let's double it. Let's say 200 black men called and said, we not voting for Kamala. What does that, so what? Because 200 people called you and said they not voting for Kamala, the black man's not voting for Kamala no more? That's what that mean? That means all black men or most of black men aren't voting for her? That's why I'm glad they stopped her in her tracks. Let me stop you. Because since I'm in a position of power and I know, because this is my world now, the world you speaking of politics and stats and data, that's my world. Let me show you where you're wrong at. We have to stop taking those narratives of what I see around me is the law. We have to stop doing that. I got a homegirl who do that all the time. She talks about men so much. And I understand men have done some horrible stuff, and they have been horrible in this world. Not all men, but tons of men have been horrible in this world. It's a fact. I'm not arguing on niggas, especially no red pill niggas, right? Men have been horrible. Rape, war, murder, lying, cheat, aggressive, overpowering, overbearing. We have, for sure. Got it, right? But if from a standpoint of, like, I don't want to hear about this all the time as in, like, I'm a part of it, right? It's like, yes, they have been, they have been fucked up. But if your data is coming from you and the girls you know, or you and the women you know, and then y'all experiences, I'm like, look, I'm not being dismissive of what y'all been through and what you all have suffered through. That's horrible, and I hate that y'all suffered through that. A lot of heinous shit went on between a mother and a father and a woman and a man, and just some horrific shit, right? But you can't tell me, you can't base that on a whole worldwide number over your experiences. You have to have actual data, because what happens is, if you don't have the actual data, you just talking shit on TV or on the internet, and that can drive a narrative. She just said she don't want to drive a narrative, but the voting polls, and I can tell you one thing: it ain't us. It's the black men that didn't show up. You just said that, which means that when your first time saying it, you probably said it on the radio. Ain't no idea how many people you're talking to over your radio. How many, either thousands of people, hundreds of people, or millions of people that you done spread this narrative to? Oh, the black men didn't show up and didn't vote. Stacey Abrams had to get you together right there on the spot with the data. People always think their world is the world. Your world ain't the world. Let me tell you, one of my partners had to really get me together when it came to me being a rapper that was up and coming. I remember I was telling him, my CEO at the time, my good brother Bird, who's my partner, right? That's my boy. Bird was telling me, because I wanted to put my album out a certain kind of way, a certain kind of thing I want to promote. He was telling me it's not time and that's not the way to do it. And I was like, yeah, man, people have been asking for my song, man. We got to do it right now. Right now's the time. He said, look, how many followers you got on Twitter? And I was like, at the time, I think I had about 15,000, maybe about 15,000. He said, how many people you think live in Los Angeles? And I was like, I don't know. He said, what about California? So I don't know, but definitely bigger than that. I said, what about the United States of America? How many people you think live in the United States of America? I said, I don't know, he said, my point is that niggas don't know you. Dog, and what may seem like a jab is a reality check. Because 10 or 15 people said, look, we need that new song. You about to change your whole overall plan for how we want to show you to the world because 15 niggas said they need a song. Because, and I'm just making up a number, because 100 people called her at the radio station and said, we not voting for Kamala. You went back out on the radio or on TV or whatever and said, black men didn't show up for Kamala. They didn't vote for her. You said that out your mouth because you talked to, 100 people? That's crazy. And she didn't belittle her. She didn't clown her, like she just gave it. See, the truth stands. You don't got to really tear into people. Just say the truth. People will find out where they went wrong on themselves, right? She can argue that because you can't argue. You're talking to somebody who got the numbers, who does the work, right? She's in that field. When it comes to politics and data, and when it comes to structural systems, and that's what she do. So, and she has the numbers directly because she's been voted for. Like, you know what I mean? But how do you sit on the radio and say that out your mouth? And that's the thing, right? It's like when it's like the black men, black woman narrative. It's like black men don't take care of black women. And it's a bunch of fathers with families and wives like, wait a minute, what we don't be doing? It's tons of fathers with husbands and families like, wait a minute, what don't we be doing? Their worldview, their view, they're acting as if their view is the worldview. Huge mistake. And everybody got a podcast mic. Everybody got everybody in front of a camera. Everybody's talking to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 100,000 people at any given time on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, or YouTube or whatever. And that's how these narratives get spread. And then people hear it and assume you did the research. So they'll repackage it and spit it. And then somebody think they came along and did the research. Then they can repackage it, spit it back out, and then it becomes the thing. It becomes the thing. I remember they did a stat. I got to find the actual stats. I remember they did a stat on black athletes married to non-black women compared to the numbers who are married to black women. And the number was a landslide to how many black men are married to black women over black men married to women outside of black women. It was way more black men married to black women by a landslide. So in my mind, I'm like, damn. So where did the narrative even come from? If it was like a little off or maybe, then you can maybe you can see that out in the world, right? But if it's a landslide, are we taking who? You've seen maybe in your lifetime, let's say in your lifetime, I'm gonna make a big number. In your lifetime, you've seen 50 black basketball players married to, forget basketball players. Let's say you've seen 100 black athletes, football and basketball, let's say together, married to non-black women, and then that told you that black athletes always marry outside their race when they make it. And I'll make it clear. I'll give you an exact number, like 100. If you've seen 100, that tells you that. You know how many players are in both leagues and are married? And because 100 of them did something, that shaped your way on how you viewed them. Because that's not even important to me or not, whether they chose whatever wife they chose. If me, I was gonna marry a black woman because I love black women, but so I knew I was gonna marry a black woman. But if you found love some other kind of way, do your thing. Not for me, but do your thing. I don't hate you for that. I don't care. But how'd that narrative get pushed? It's because when they do show that person or couple, it's already a spin on it. You know what I mean? And here's the other thing: if you do see a football player or a basketball player with a black wife, you don't think none of it. You just look right past it because subconsciously in your brain, as black people talking to black people at this point, that's normal for you. It's normal, so you don't even second guess it. You saw it. Of an athlete with his black wife. He hugged his black after the game. He ran to the side of the field and hugged his wife. She's a black woman. You don't even think none of it. You bypass it. You probably forgot that she was black. As soon as you saw it, it was out your mind. The minute he runs to the side of that field to hug a white woman, it's a thought there. And something comes in your brain, and now a whole story is brought up, and now you remember that. But it's the psychosis of how we all go through, and everything we're taught, and all the narratives, all the things. Facts, Jen. Facts. People only read headlines. It's the clickbait. They'll base their facts on the headline, or just or they read headlines, have a whole argument and segments about. Some people build whole podcasts around headlines, but there's no context in stories. There's no context in what happened, why this is a thing. Is that really happening? Was the headline just clickbait, and the story was further away from that point than you thought? So many things to go into that, and then it becomes an echo chamber of a bunch of bad information. Right? But what happens is if you see a bunch of bad information by the numbers and how you view things, or it must be true. Crazy, right? Absolutely insane. I seen that thing. I said, man, shame on her. I should go just say that narrative like that because you spoke to a couple of men called on your radio station. But she low key tried to double down when she said, "No, I've talked to a bunch of people on radio. Men have called me," and I'm like, "So? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy." Yeah, man. Michelle, you Michelle said she ain't with that wig color. The gall, huh? The gall to say that and wear that. That's crazy. Yeah, man, that's wild. That's absolutely wild. Nah, but yeah, I see that, man. It made me feel away, and I hate that. I hate that happens, but I love the fact that it was someone there, someone educated there to check her in a very nice way, though. It wasn't super. It wasn't ghetto. It wasn't loud. It wasn't argumentative. It wasn't. They didn't have to go back and forth with nothing. She just gave the facts. Very classy, handled it like a G, and that was it. Nothing to be said after that. No argument to be. Nothing to even oppose after that. I am who I am. I have the stats. These what the numbers say. Nothing else to talk about. Let me stop. Let me put that lie to sleep now. Nothing else to talk about. That's it. Yo, what do y'all think about the whole? I've been seeing breezy stupid. Yo, I've been seeing people talking about the whole Netflix. Let me see where we at. Man, is this it? Oh, there you go. People talk about the whole Netflix, the acquiring Netflix when they dealing with Warner Brothers. I'm sorry, with acquiring of Warner Brothers. Netflix came to the table, looked like it was going to be Netflix, but now we have Paramount came to the table with even bigger ask, and I'm trying to see what I feel about this whole thing. Do I feel like it's a monopoly, right? If Netflix is able to buy Warner Brothers, could that look like a potential monopoly, right? And is that bad or good for the consumer? That part's a little scary. Um, yeah, no. So let me see. Let me get right here. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I could have made this full screen. Okay, here you go. So Paramount is, so here's the thing, Michelle. So it was Netflix, yeah, we thought they was going to acquire, but Paramount just launched a huge bid to buy Warner Brothers instead. So they jumped in front of Netflix by a whole 100 B's, not 100 M's, 100 B's. Check this out. So say Paramount is launching a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers. Check this out. It say Paramount Skydance has launched a 108 billion all-cash hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, aiming to block Netflix planned acquisition. Remember, Netflix offered 82 billion, I think. Paramount came in with 108 billion, all cash. Like right now, we ain't gotta do no loan, nothing. I ain't gotta get back later or piece up. No, I got it right now. What y'all want to do? Right? That's how Paramount coming. It said Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders deserve an opportunity to consider our superior all-cash offer. We believe the WBD board of directors is pursuing an inferior proposal. That's a shot at Netflix if you don't know big money talk. He just said, look, we are balling out of control and it's cash. What you niggas want to do, them other niggas is our little homies. That's basically what he just said. That was David Ellison, CEO of Paramount, on bidding for Warner Brothers. Big dog talk. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's that. What do we think about that? Hey, big dog talk. Big dog talk. Oh, let me move this from the screen. So yeah, I want to see what's going to happen with this. Here's another thing that's playing its part, though. Trump has just threw his hat in the ring, not for a bid, obviously, because he's an asshole and a punk ass nigga, whatever. But Trump threw his hat in the ring, saying he's going to block it. He said he want to block Netflix Warner Brothers acquisition, which I'm sure he could do that. I don't know how, but it's Trump. He be doing wild shit. I'm not sure. But I think that's crazy, right? So I want to see how it's going to play out. And what does that mean if so Netflix offering, it kind of shook the industry up to buy it because people start screaming monopoly. Even Christopher Nolan, the huge big time director producer, Christopher Nolan called for an emergency meeting with top execs or producers or something like that because they got to do something about the Netflix deal acquiring Warner Brothers. So he wasn't with that shit. And some big wigs are jumping in like, hold up, no, y'all can't do that. Now, me, I'm not in the film industry or entertainment industry to where I know how that would affect the consumer. Or with consumer, they can raise prices because you got to pretty much go there for almost everything. So they can, it'll be like $20 today and then $100 tomorrow. What you niggas gonna do? You ain't gonna have nothing to watch, right? So they can hurt the consumer by raising prices to a ridiculous rate to make you can't even really go nowhere else. To the industry, I know that's kind of messed up because people probably got deals in places to work with certain studios or certain spots. I don't know how that works out, but I think it's a big deal, and I really want to see what's gonna happen with that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so that's what hey, that's Shaq, right? I'm looking at your new name, but ain't that Shaq? You Shaq, right? Ain't that Shaq? Your mom chancleta. I'm wrong. I think that's Shaq. But so that's what I was thinking. What that got to do with Christopher Nolan? But you got to think, man, he got big deal and big stuff going on. There's probably movies or stuff in production that they even talked about yet that's probably tied up in Warner Brothers some kind of way. So he probably what if he don't like Netflix studios or platform or whatever the case may be? You know what I mean? What if he don't like something going on with that? He like, yo, I don't want my stuff for Netflix. That's not how I want to do. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I'm a star player. You can't just draft me, trade me to another team, and I just go start playing for this other team. Nigga, I am who I am on my own. I don't know if I want to do business with them. I don't know. I'm just making up something. I'm sure Christopher Nolan didn't talk to them like that. But I'm just saying, if it was me and I got stuff in the middle on production and the works or whatever on calendar, and then somebody come in and talk about they're gonna buy it, I'm like, hey, hold up. What that mean for me and the stuff I got going on? No, we gotta get this shit straight. So I'm thinking that's probably why he did that. You know what I mean? Starts for people who want to watch it, and when it comes out, you're not one of the people. It matter. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, let me see, man. These are like you gotta do with them. Probably, yeah. And royalties are messed up in film anyway when it comes to get back, right? So it probably is, but I know it's big talk. They came in with 82 bill. I think 82, if I'm not mistaken, Netflix. But Paramount with the 108. Come on, man. Excuse me. So yeah, man. Let me see. Okay. Big boy move for real. Way past my pay grade. Yo, people don't realize how much $1 billion is. Just $1 billion. Nigga said 108. My nigga, you can literally stop working and do nothing for the rest of your life, and you still won't run out of money. That's people don't understand. It's that kind of money. You could be like, for the rest of my life, I'm going to vacation and travel the world. I'm going to see as much places as I can physically see before I transition. And I'll never, ever run out of money. COD, cash on delivery. They said, hey, Netflix, back up, nigga. Y'all don't want no problems with us. I imagine that's how the Paramount thing happened. Don't quote me on this, but I'm thinking this is what they sound like. Hey, Netflix, you niggas better bow down, because we got 108. That little 82 ain't finna do nothing, right? Nothing. Back it on up, nigga. First of all, my math was off when I first started in the beginning of the story, when I said Paramount gave over 100 more than Netflix. That was not true. I mean, like almost 30 more. Anyway, but yeah, so they came in. So Paramount came in like, they was like, Netflix, you niggas don't want no problem. What you got? 82 billion. Them niggas went in their pocket. I can imagine it was a nigga with a really big pocket, like a Paramount pocket. Pulled out 100 B's like this, 100 billion, right? And was like, what you niggas want to do? You know what, man? All right, I'm gonna go 100. He went 100, right? It was like, hey, somebody else on Netflix from the back was like, man, throw another 8 on top of that, my nigga. He threw another 8 on top and just threw their dick on the table like, what you niggas want to do now? Buy what? Buy who? Who buy? Who gonna do something? Who? Paramount, hey, Paramount was like, you know what? No, we ain't finna do none of that. Netflix don't want nothing with us. 108. Here's the cold part. Here's the coldest part. I don't even think Paramount got 108. Paramount ain't worth no damn 108 million. 108 billion. They not. But what I found out is, let me find it. Boom, let me find it. Oh, maybe I should put this video in the chat. Let me find this video, bro.
We have some pretty major news.
Yep.
Now, Paramount.
So I'll put the video in the chat. Let me copy it, put it in the chat. It'll take a little second. So I found out. So they, first of all, nigga, Paramount ain't got no damn 108 billion to be throwing at nobody to buy some shit, right? So where's the money coming from? So watch this. Come on, man. Boom. Here we go. Save video. Bam. Give me 1 second. Bam. Upload file. Bam. 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 Upload. Okay. So I'm about to show you this file where it says, my man did one of the pages I follow. He's a pretty good follow too. He really was giving a play-by-play when it comes to like the government shutdown and all stuff in politics, but he's also giving information on this Warner Brothers deal also. Let me see. He gave a play about who doing what. Where we at? Bam, download. Okay. All right, here we go. Share me, boom. All right, check this out. So this is where the money. This is where the money come. Oh, my neighbor. Here, this one. Check this out. Here the money. Here's where the money come from. But yeah, but the money don't come from him directly, Shaq. You know I go with companies and boards. You can't pull from your bread like your own personal bread. The company got to be worth something, so you got to spend what you got to spend. What the company can't spend to do it. So check this out. Here where the money come from.
We have some pretty major news right now. Paramount is making a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers, and you know who's behind it? The private equity firm led by Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, according to Axios reporting. And it's not just Kushner. There are other sovereign wealth funds from Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, and Qatar that are behind this hostile takeover. So essentially, Warner Brothers and Netflix reached a deal earlier last week. And well, it surprised a lot of people because a lot of people thought Paramount and Larry Ellison and the Ellisons, who are close with Donald Trump, would want to try to take over Warner Brothers. Well, now we have a hostile bid to take over Warner Brothers led by Paramount. That is now backed by Affinity Partners, a private equity firm led by Jared Kushner. It's also backed by sovereign wealth funds from overseas. And many people are saying, well, this is a ploy by the Donald Trump to indirectly influence this massive merger, which creates a whole host of ethical issues. Spread the word, follow along for more.
Yo. Hey, see what I'm saying? Bruh, it's too much high power shit going on. And it's too much high power shit going on, and it's all like for the benefit of high power people in the back end. Like none of it's for like the benefit of like streaming or entertainment. None of it's for us. You know what I mean? People have agendas and shit going on. All of this stuff is above our pay grade. When niggas start throwing them billions around for entertainment, hostile takeover and all that, hey man, trust me, it's bigger than it's a bigger pay grade going on. Too much. Niggas talking about 108 billion, homie. I'm like, wait, what? What? Who? What? Like, come on, man. Too much going on. Boom. Okay. Yeah, man, it's too much going on. Oh, I forgot to put my It's all good. I'm posting again. So I'm not sure. Let me see if y'all need a website. All that. Yeah. Hey, you said you do websites, Shaq? You build websites? Or that's a joke. Somebody didn't get. My bad. But yeah, man. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all following through today, man. I miss y'all. You know what I mean? We had some good conversations today. We found out we had some nasty. We have some community members in here very, very nasty, and are on Diddy side when it comes to freaky dicky stuff. It seems like people come to a defense of Diddy. That's okay. They have been exposed. Also, we had some great conversation about narratives and black women, black men narratives, which I hate to talk about this stuff. Let me see. I don't do scripts. I got a website for movies and shows. Oh, word. That's you mean. Okay, I got what you're saying. Got it. I see what you're saying. Yeah, man, great conversation today, man. I appreciate y'all. I miss y'all, and I'm gonna do like last time. So the way I scheduled it this time, remember I put a flyer up. I don't know if y'all see the post. I put a little post up letting y'all know the date when it's gonna come, whatever. So I'm gonna do most of my live stream like that. But let me say this. I want to say this too. I got about 9 to 10 of y'all in here. So the plan is though. Here's the plan. So I've been doing a lot of reaction videos, and I like doing reaction videos, and I like also building community with Homeroom. But I also want to. I'm trying to create a paid subscription base for my community, also, and I got to figure out. I know I changed it. I know I changed it super late. My bad. Which is crazy. Hey, if you know me, you should know. Like I would have never did 11 p.m. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. But I changed it. My bad. I tried to change it. I think I changed it last minute. Oh, the date too. Maybe I didn't change that part. Maybe let me see. Did I change that part? Where's say post that? I don't think I changed it. Let me see. Post. Oh yeah, I changed it. So, so yeah. What the hell I'm saying? Oh yeah. So I'm trying to figure out my subscription base because I'm going to do subscription base, but I don't know if I want to do that for a live panel or for my live panel, or no, I'm not gonna do reaction. My reaction video is gonna be on my page out, but I'm gonna create a subscription base to get my subscription base up and going. Where that way I have to. First of all, I have to promise and demand myself to post at least 2 posts a week, where I would do homeroom and maybe another special service, maybe a homeroom interview. But I would do 2 services a week where I have to potentially monetize the base subscription base for those services. But that's because I'm creating because I need to pay for some things, and what I need to pay for is office stuff and a bit more comfortable office space. Like you guys already know, I've been in my sunroom, and my son just moved into his new apartment, so I'm going to be taking over his room for some of this space for my working my office. And I need to buy some things. I got to buy a computer. I got to buy a desk. I got to buy did I say prescription? I thought I said subscription. I talk so fast. I think it sounds like I said prescription, but I'm saying subscription. But I talk fast, and sometimes my words be jumbled. So let me try to slow down. So I'm creating a subscription base for my page. Membership. It's gonna be in the membership section where you can pay monthly, and then I will add 2 videos a week for that page for members only. And it's gonna be most likely homeroom and something else. So I'll figure it out what it's gonna be. But I'm gonna guarantee 2 videos a week that's for members only. So I do my reaction videos outside of that, and I'll do my daily vlogs and stuff I'm working on outside of my for free. There's a bunch of free content for sure. But I need to also do my subscription base, so I can I need to start paying for some of this stuff. Like I'll be driving Uber, holiday season, stuff be slow. So until I get something really heavy that's going to pay for a lot of my things, then I need to try to work it out. And I think that's the best way for me to do it. If it's not a force, obviously I can't force nobody, but if you would like to support, I would appreciate that. My subscription base, where we can do monthly, where I do obviously subscribe monthly, and I will offer you services like I've been offering, but just in another form. It'll be members only. I appreciate that, so I can start paying for some of this stuff. I need lights. I need a desk. I need a chair. This chair gets on my nerves and it hurts. So that's why I'll be sitting out for a couple of hours, but I'll be in pain when I get up. So sit in the chair. This ain't even a desk. Like I said, this is my tray. I got my shoe boxes and my computer on top. So it looks like it's high up, whatever. And I got my camera right here. I'm just working it out, man. I'm working it out. But I do want to start adding that kind of stuff to add a subscription base to this page, so I can start handling my business. You know what I mean? Like plus you guys deserve. I've been doing this long enough for me to have better lighting, better colors, a better look, a more comfortable look, and be able to be more comfortable when I'm recording. Right. So sometimes I got to do so much stuff before I press record that it's tiring already. I got to move so much stuff. I got to, you know what I mean? It's not. I got to piece together so many things. It's hard to really get here. That's why I'm getting prepared down there an hour and a half before, because stuff's not already set up. Because I had a room for it, so I want to make room. So a subscription base will help me pay for a lot of stuff. So I'd appreciate if you want to support. If you don't, I still have a bunch of free content. Like I said, I'm doing Lucky Reacts. I'm still going to do my camera content outside of here. I will do behind the scenes outside of here, stuff like that. But all the special shit when it comes to like homeroom, dealing with people directly, topics and talking with people live, inviting community to the panel. Let's have our panel discussions. All that's going to be members only, subscription based. I'm not going to just pop it up on y'all. I'll let y'all know when it's ready and when I'm ready to go ahead with that. But that's my next thing as far as my channel, and I'd appreciate the support and stuff like that. So yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. It's been a good homeroom today. Great conversations. I'm looking forward to do another one ASAP. What's today? Today is Monday, so it'll be another homeroom before this week is out for sure. I'll let y'all know maybe Thursday or Friday. I'll post up days in advance, so you'll have a post and let y'all know when. And I have a link already up and everything. So we're gonna get. Let me see. Give me another show. Real quick. Another show to watch, Shell. Because right now I'm watching The Beast in Me. I'm watching The Beast in Me right now. I forgot what it's. I'm watching on Plex, so I'm not sure if it's on Netflix, Paramount, HBO. I'm not sure what it's on, but I'm watching The Beast on Me, The Beast in Me. Right now I'm on the first episode, so I'm about to finish watching that soon or whenever I finish. So I'm on, but I just finished the first episode. So if you start now, all her fart was dumbfire. So I'm watching The Beast in Me right now. I'm also watching The Last Frontier, but I'm like on the 5th or 6th episode with that. That's pretty good too. Last Frontier is cool, but watch The Beast in Me because I want to talk about that. It seems like it's gonna be interesting. The Beast in Me is about it's a woman who's an author of a book. She's a successful writer, stays in this like prominent neighborhood, and she has a writing block, so she hasn't written anything successful or prominent in a very long time. So her publishers and everybody kind of waiting for her to write another book. We need to get some money going. We need to get some money flowing. Write the book. So what happens is a high profile neighbor just moved in their neighborhood. The dude is a rich architecture dude, but he was in a high profile case for the murder of his wife. His wife was murdered, right? And they put him on the stand. They convicted him for it, or tried to convict him for it. He ended up beating the trial. He got off, but even though he got off, many people believe that he actually did it. He's the murderer of his wife. Very famous dude. And this dude now lives in her neighborhood, right? And then he comes in their neighborhood and kind of like want to get himself acclimated to the neighborhood. And he want to get acclimated to the neighborhood. So she don't like he got big guard dogs on the ground, stuff like that. So she can hear them barking all night because they like run around the yard, stuff like that. So she starts to get pissed at. She know who he is, and also, um, she know who he is. She's already tricky on that, and her dogs are getting on her fucking nerves. So she started to have a problem with the neighbor. But in being nosy, she's like a low-key Karen. Her being nosy and her being curious about him, she started to dig too deep into. She started to be a little too nosy and start to try to like find out some shit. So they're gonna be have some things back and forth together. I watched the first episode. It seemed really, really good. That's all I know. But all that happened, you'll get all that from the first episode. Even though I said what I said, I didn't tell you anything. Trust me, when you watch it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. So The Beast in Me, check it out. Seems like it's gonna be super dope, and I heard some good things about it. So look, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll be tapping in with y'all ASAP. I'll post another flyer tomorrow to let y'all know when I'm doing the next homeroom, and then we'll work out the schedule when we get it popping. What I want y'all to do though, please go check out my videos. I just posted a video today. The video is called, where the hell is the video at? I forgot the title. Which is crazy because, wait, what page am I? Oh, here we go. So the video is called it's called The Truth About Being Black in Russia. I appreciate that. The truth about being black in Russia. My man Pootie, the YouTuber, went to Russia to talk to the hidden black community, which I didn't know was a thing in Russia. Go check that video out and go check out the other videos too, man. Please support. Watch the videos. Watch the Lucc React videos. Watch videos as I watch videos. And I appreciate that. I appreciate your support. And yeah, man, I'm excited about the end of this year and next year in full with this page. Community, members only, VIP stuff. It's going to be dope, man. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to tap in with y'all ASAP, all right? I love y'all. Shout out to Kevin Philly, my brother. Kevin Philly, my man. Michelle J, my dog. Shaq, definitely in the building. Your mom, Chocoleta. Definitely in the building. Who else was in the building today? Let me see. Let me scroll up a little bit. Sorry, my bad. Oh, Breezy was definitely in the building. Appreciate you, Breezy. Who else in the building today? Let's see. Oh, Jen was definitely in the building. Jay Heater was definitely in the building today. Visionary Star was definitely in the building today. Visionary Star, he got up out of here early though when I started talking about the defensive ditty. Bro said, "Oh, he feel like he called out. He want to play no more." But support, man. He show up every time, so I don't got a problem. It ain't personal. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. Sunshine Baby definitely stepped in the building today, man. I appreciate you. It's Fold Up definitely stepped in the building today. I appreciate you. I love y'all, man. We rocking like that. Let me see. Let me go back to the bottom. Kevin Finley with a super chat. Kev, I appreciate you, big dog. This is definitely going towards my second monitor. I need a second monitor. This is definitely going towards the second monitor. I appreciate y'all. Trust me. If y'all ever show love, if you ever show me support financially, that shit don't be going in my pockets. That shit go right back towards this. The craft and how I make the experience for y'all better. Trust me, I'm not a liar. First of all, y'all know I'm not a liar. I'll be telling y'all all kind of embarrassing ass stuff about me and my personal life. So you know I'm not a liar. When y'all do support me like that, anyway, financial or just by showing up, I appreciate your support. But when you do support me financially, that money goes right back into this so I can create a better experience for y'all. I really, really love doing this, and I appreciate y'all. So when y'all do stuff like that, Kevin Finley, man, my dog, I appreciate you. Kevin Finley has been holding me down. All the stuff he contributed goes into this, whether it's sound, new light, mic, something like that. It goes into this, right? And I'm waiting for my first payment. First payout should be at the end of this month. Remember, my channel got monetized, which I'm very happy. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. God is so good. So my first payout should be at the end of this month, which will be just like super chats and stuff, because my views ain't up enough to be start getting like big old checks and stuff, which I'm planning for the future. But super chats and stuff should be first. So this is me I'm gonna start buying stuff for my page and my I got a desk I gotta get. I got all this stuff I got a studio equipment list on Amazon, which I got a bunch of stuff on it that I want to grab. I gotta buy a desk, a chair, a second monitor, which will eventually turn into a desktop computer. So I will have to use my laptop. I want a desktop system so I can do my content creating in. And like I said, everything back in here. I got to buy another light. I want to buy a big light with colors and stuff with the softbox to it, so I can really get the lighting good. And yeah, man, so I can be comfortable and creative. And like I said, I want to create a great experience for y'all. I don't want it to look all regular and basic like it do. And though y'all show up, I appreciate y'all. I really do. My numbers ain't high, but my numbers are consistent. Like, so if it's 10 to 14 to 15 people, these are the 10 to 15 people I know and I talk to every time I do this. And I'm happy about that. Yeah, channel will grow and live stream will grow and stuff like that, but I'm happy about the people I have here who continuously show up and watch. Even though I'll be slipping, schedule be all over the place, when I turn this thing on to go live, y'all always show up and show me love. I really do appreciate y'all. I can't say that. Excuse me. I can't say that enough. I do not be playing. This means the world to me. And that's why I show up and talk like I talk. I don't care if it's one person in here. I'm being here for an hour talking to me and that person. You know what I mean? That's why I be putting people on live, because I'm like, let's talk on live. So I appreciate y'all. We definitely got a watch party, but so Shaq. I've been trying to figure that out, right? When it comes to watch parties, and maybe I gotta Google it. So I know with a lot of stuff, you get a copyright strike. So I'm trying to figure out what can I watch live. That's what I be trying to figure out. What can I watch live? Because I'd love to have a watch party. That'd be super dope. Because I'll be watching shit in here anyway. I would love to have a night. I'll be chilling. I can turn that thing on. We can all meet up somewhere at the same time and watch this thing I got it on lined up on here. But how do I do that without getting a copyright strike? So that's the part I got to figure out. I'm gonna Google our YouTube today and find out what the ways around that are, because people do it. So I got to figure out how to do it. People do watch parties all the time. I just don't know how. And you don't want to do a whole maybe hour or something video just for you to get ready to post it, and then YouTube like copyright strike, and I'm like, damn, that was a waste of the whole video. So I got to figure that out. I have Kick. I don't have to see Kev. I got Kick, but I don't have the members over there, right? So right now, YouTube, I'm like I said, I'm getting on an average maybe 10, 15 viewers here on YouTube. So imagine on Kick, it's nobody really. I barely use Kick because it's hard to gain a following. You know what I mean? But people do it here on YouTube. I just got to figure out how. That's the thing. Because even if they do it on Kick, to transfer it to YouTube and for them to not get a copyright strike, I got to figure that part out. Oh, I'm gonna see, man. Because that'll be super dope. If we can do watch parties, I would love to do that. If I gotta move to Kick out, so this we'll do. If I find out I can do it on YouTube, we'll do it on YouTube. That means nobody has to transfer nowhere. It'd be really easy to do. If I have to move it to Kick because of that, like if there's no way I can do it to YouTube, then I'll make sure we talk before and schedule it so we know that everybody here has a chance to go sign up for Kick or make a Kick account so we can do it on Kick, which I have a Kick account already. But I don't know if everybody here does have a Kick account. So we just got to talk about it set up right. So we'll do that. We'll do that. I appreciate the idea, too. That's dope. I would love to have a watch party. That's fire. Dope. That would be dope, man. Good idea, Shaq. That's a good idea. I'm going to really look into that. That's dope. I would love to have watch parties all the time, actually. I love watching TV and new shows. Because I be watching some new shows, and my wife, sometimes she don't be watching them like I watch. So I don't be having nobody to talk to about these shows. I do got a movie group chat with some of my homeboys, though. We talk about it in the group chat. So that's dope. But I would love to watch some of those shows with y'all. It's a lot of good shows out. So to your point earlier, I don't know who said it, but I'm watching Landman. I've been watching Landman since day one. Landman, Tulsa King. First of all, anything by Taylor Sheridan, a win. Taylor Sheridan is the beast. Nobody fucking with Taylor Sheridan right now. Landman, Tulsa King, Mayor's Kingstown, Sons of Anarchy, Yellowstone, Lioness. Yo, Taylor Sheridan is the man. That's it. Bottom line, he's the dog. So anything Taylor Sheridan, Banshee, I watched. I've seen like 3 seasons of Banshee. So I gotta finish watching Banshee too. Banshee. You know what else was dope? Warrior. About the Chinese immigrants when they came to America, and they were being treated as slaves, but they was knowing they was bringing karate and shit over, and all the gangs was fucking them niggas up. Watch Warrior. Warrior's fire. If you never seen Warrior, check out Warrior. Warrior's fire as well. Banshee definitely fire too. Landman, Michelle J, is about it's about the oil industry, and I think are they in Wyoming or Texas? I forgot, but it's Tommy Lee. No, is that Billy Bob Thornton? Yeah, it's Billy Bob Thornton. He's an oil guy, and he's an oil guy in, I don't know if it's Texas or wherever they're at, and they got a big oil industry. What it is he's the landman. He's the man that make sure daily operations is running smoothly. Anything happen, any kind of trouble, any kind of breaks or repairs or anything, big deals are made, they bring the landman. He's the landman who go negotiate deals, help the investors seal the deal. He connect the money to the land and everything else. He's professional. But when you're dealing with billions and billions of dollars in the oil industry, you can imagine the type of shit that happens when it comes to cartels being in certain kind of land spaces where y'all got your oil, or power plays with billionaires fighting back and forth, or shit happen with wrongful death suits and stuff like that. It's really fire. You gotta watch Landman. Go watch season 1 for Landman and check it out. Trust me, you'll love it. I couldn't tell you what From is about because I don't like scary nothing. And I'll never watch From, so you would have to ask Shaq. Never watch it From. You would have to ask Shaq. You know me. Hey, Michelle J, you know me. I ain't embarrassed about it either. I don't feel no way about it. Yeah, nah. Not doing that. Not doing that. No. Look, Shaq laughing. Hey, I don't play. When it comes to anything like, once you start dibbling in like low-key could be horror or whatever, nah, not me. Ask somebody else. Not doing it. All right, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. Thanks for tapping in with me. Thanks for the support. Kevin Finney, once again, thank you for the support, my good brother. I appreciate you. Trust me, you will see the benefits for all that you've done and the way you supported me. I thank you, bro. I thank you. I thank y'all. We'll be tapping in soon. I'm thinking maybe Thursday or Friday, but we're going to tap in soon, man. I'll get with y'all ASAP, and I'll post about it so you'll know, and it'll be locked in, and it'll be scheduled. So I thank y'all once again, man. Have a good one. God bless. I love y'all. We out.